Hey everybody, welcome to another Friday Q&A where we're going to answer 5 questions in some time. Go.
Okay. My husband wants to take a break and separate. Do you ever recommend this? If so, should we set measurable goals during this time? Like, what do we work on? And then she said that their biggest issues are him not feeling appreciated and her feeling like she's a problem to be solved.
So not feeling appreciated and a problem to be solved are not reasons for separation in my mind.
Right.
Does it make sense to separate at times? Yes. I'm not a huge fan of separation because I think a lot of people just say, I'm going to separate. Really, I want a divorce, and this just seems like an easier way to slowly get away from you. So, like, if you want a divorce, then say it and do what you need to do. I think separation is healthy when there's physical abuse, obviously. We need distance. When there may be some high level of emotional verbal abuse where it's just not. So if it's not a healthy situation, and as determined by some people who can help you determine that, because otherwise it would be like, right, we're not getting along, this just isn't healthy.
Right.
Well, yeah, we all have aspects of unhealthy. So yes, I think there are times when it makes sense. Yes, she already answered her question. Yes, there need to be measurable goals. So I think you need to have somebody involved who's helping you walk through the process, holding you both accountable. I think you have measurable goals of the reason we're separating is because of XYZ behavior. So we need to see change in that behavior and some markers and evaluation along the way. Because otherwise, how do you know when you get back together, right, unless we both accomplish these things? And then both individuals are working on whatever the individual issues
themselves,
are.
Yeah.
Would be my quick answer to that. That'd be a good video topic, though. So I know I always say I have a video on that.
I always say that.
I don't have a video on that.
Oh, you don't have one, but you're always going to make one.
That would be a good topic.
Okay.
I said it last time I said about submission, and I did it. But nobody wants to watch a video on submission. They only want to watch videos on what's okay for sex in the bedroom. So
that's true.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't blame you.
Next question.
Okay. What are some rhythms or habits that you would encourage couples to form in their first 5 years of marriage that will benefit them the most 10 and 20 years down the road?
Ooh, deep thoughts.
Yeah, that's deep one.
That's a planner right there. Look at that. I think the rhythms or habits would be stuff I've talked about multiple times in past videos. I think it's healthy for couples to have like a weekly staff meeting, date night, and what I call quick connections, which are just some set aside times to make sure you're connected and having fun. Too many couples don't do that, and then all their time together are difficult conversations, which is not fun for the relationship. So I think a good rhythm of a time for the difficult conversations, a time for dates and fun, and then a time for quick connections, just 15, 30 minutes hanging out, having fun, enjoying. You got to have moments of enjoying the relationship. Right. It can't always be work.
Right. Because it is work.
It is work, but it's not enjoyable to always work on it.
Right.
So we need some breaks sometime.
Vacation. Let's go on vacation.
Yeah, like vacation, or when we go
let's
go on vacation too, or when we'll go grab dinner.
Yeah, but that's not vacation.
No, but it's a quick connection.
That's
get away,
you like
get
to
out
go
of the
out.
house. I like to eat.
You like to go out too.
And eat.
Yeah.
Let's go to dinner after this video.
All right, but let's go on vacation. I like my idea better.
Yeah, later. We'll go on vacation. So that would be that one. Let me just add, I think you need to find community. So peers that you meet with regularly to help the marriage, and a mentor couple or two. That would be rhythms and habits.
That's good. Okay, what do you do when you're not on the same page or in disagreement with your spouse on a subject where unity is important? For example, how to discipline your child, when to have children, the timeline, and then how to deal with conflict or hard situations with a parent or in-law. These are all like really good questions this time.
Good.
They're deep. So it's probably good we only did 5.
These people are going to be good. Part of it, these should have been discussions before marriage to see if we had similar views and ideas.
Yeah.
But I think even that sometimes, like we had to fill out all kinds of parenting stuff when we went through the whole adoption process.
Yes.
And we were always on the same page. So it wasn't until the kids got older that we, you know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
We filled them out together. So it wasn't until our kids got older and become teenagers and start making stupid decisions that then you start pointing fingers and going, well, they wouldn't do that if we just, and the reality is they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, you need to make a video on that because think about that. We were on the same page, but when it came down to it, we weren't.
Yeah, but what's driving some of that? That's a whole nother video too. So,
Because of course, like he's a good parent and I'm not.
No. We're not saying that. So I think what you do is you oftentimes have good values discussions where we go and that kind of stuff can help. And then what I just said was part of the rhythm is you need some mentor couples. So when you can't find agreement and a decision absolutely has to be made to move forward, I think that's when you have mentor couples weigh in. That's what we do. And they weigh in and make the decision for you, and you submit to it because you have to move forward. That'd be my answer for that one.
Okay. My spouse struggles with pornography. How do we find a path through and beyond this struggle?
I like that they said we. So they were saying, I want to help my spouse through this. So I like the perspective, even though it's mostly whoever's got the struggle has got to figure that out.
Right.
I think there's lots of different paths. I mean, from filters on your devices like Covenant Eyes and that kind of stuff to there's groups for that kind of stuff that can help you work on what are the triggers and how do you get there. So I think part of it is, how do I heal? What am I using it for? Usually it's escape or soothing or trying to deal with anxiety. So how do I deal with the root? Usually some kind of group can help with that kind of thing. Setting healthy boundaries that can help prevent it, right? I mean, there's just like obvious stuff. If the time I look at pornography is late at night when everybody else is in bed, I can go to bed when my spouse goes to bed, so I'm not up doing that. Or if it's on my computer in the office, I can make sure the computer screen faces the door so anybody who walks in can immediately see what I'm looking at. I can put filters on it. So there's a lot of stuff you can practically do while at the same time working on the heart and what the motivation is. And then I think as a spouse, I think it's cool that your desire is to help them in that. So having conversations about what things can you do. Maybe it's the frequency of sex that may help them a little bit in that area. I don't want you to own that because someone goes and feeds the beast and then comes to you and is like, satisfy my sexual issues. But I think, if they're not having any sex in the relationship, that can exasperate it.
Right.
So
this person sounds like, they're healthy, but I think another important thing is the fact that the spouse needs to realize that it's not their, like it's not about them. Because I think, especially like I hear a lot of women, take it personal that their husband's looking at porn and they're, like offended.
A comparison
yeah,
thing,
like, and I may be wrong, like I may be totally wrong.
You're wired
but
different.
I am wired different, but I just don't feel like it's about that. Like I don't think that they're looking at it and thinking that they wish their wife was that. Maybe some are, but I think it's so much deeper than that.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's something going on inside them.
Some spouses, and you're right, some women take it personally. It's a lot harder for them. Other women are wired like you, and they're like, that's your issue if,
Right. That doesn't,
that's
like
not
it doesn't.
on me.
Yeah, that doesn't. Like I'm super, like I'm a jealous person, and like I am like that, but that really wouldn't bother me. Like I would be kind of like, oh, well.
So that'd be the other piece,
you.
depending on how it impacts you, your spouse's thing would probably determine the level of accountability you want to be a part of it or not be a part of it. They definitely need some outside accountability, but do you become part of that accountability, or do you go, I'd rather not know, I just want to know they're working on it?
Yeah.
Would determine that. So I think that's how you work on it.
Okay. Last one.
Yeah.
This is a good one. I want to know the answer to this one.
Oh, no.
Okay. Knowing what...
I don't have an answer. I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know already. Preemptive, I don't know.
It's totally true you don't know.
Great.
Okay, knowing what you know now, what advice would you give yourself at 3 years into your marriage?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's like, I have no clue. I can't even remember 3 years ago, much less 23 years ago.
Man. Part of it would be kind of the answer to the first question, which would be, do I have, how do I establish regular rhythms in my life, both personally? So I've always been a person, I don't like routine and I don't love rules and some of that kind of stuff. So I think I would have tried to get better at that. I have a lot more routines now as far as self-growth, like reading and listening to podcasts. Like I have regular rhythms of stuff I do, of reading, of writing, of different stuff to accomplish goals. So if I could dial back and been more intentional then,
we might not be right here right now.
I definitely would have liked doing that. I definitely think having a regular rhythm in our relationship Because I think when you first get married back then, it's just like, oh, everything's just going to be great. We're just going to always want to do all the right things. And so having a regular rhythm, we've always had community. So I think that I don't need to tell myself that. But that would have been, I think regular rhythms probably would have been regular rhythms, and identifying some mentor couples earlier on would have been the advice I would have given myself.
I think one of my favorite things that we do now is like knowing each other's personalities. I think that's huge.
Oh, yeah, that would have been good.
You know, like it would have been good to understand why we act the way you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like why we're wired the way
sure.
we're wired, like what's in our past. Because we didn't worry about any of that
stuff.
you know, and I think that's why I love premarital stuff, where they get into that and they discover like, you know, what their people's love languages are and stuff like that.
Yeah, we just had awkward premarital.
It was
from
super
the pastor
awkward.
and his wife.
Don't
at
say
the
his name.
Church we got married at.
Because you like to just say
I don't know.
things.
I don't even know the name.
Okay,
honestly.
I do, and I came to mind immediately, and I was like,
so
"Oh
long
Lord,
ago.
please don't
like,
say
those
it."
were just. I just remember those were awkward
was
conversations.
super
I
awkward.
was like, "This is weird. This is not
Yeah.
helping at all. This is weird." It was mandatory. So that would be it. Rhythms. Get good rhythms and intentionality. Don't buy the myth that a healthy relationship is just one that always spontaneously, organically does the right things.
Right.
Be intentional. Be in community. Get mentor couples. And then, you know, have I don't think we necessarily had a vision for where we were trying to go or goals or anything. We were just kind of do. So I would tell myself that too.
That's good.
That's good. 5 questions. We did it pretty quick. If there's anything we can do to help you in your relationship, look in the description area below. We've got links to classes, courses, resources, all that kind of stuff. Would love to help you get where you're trying to go. And until next time, we'll see you right back here on Relation Shots.